We're in conversation with the very controversial Tariq Ghafoors. How do you de-stress? Do you still play squash? Because you were quite a champion and used to represent the police at a national level.
Yes, well, as I've gone older, my knees and my hips so I'm actually, engaging in lighter
golf.
I don't play golf. I don't have time for that.
Yes.
But I go to the gym. I go to the gym and I engage in some gym exercises.
But were you a Jahangir Khan or a Jansher Khan fan?
No, nowhere near. I played them once.
Really?
And got a couple of points off them. But I played for the police at a national level, and it was great, because we used to play different services, and I think de-stressing largely mine is through sport. Mine is either through sport or fitness.
But if any time you needed de-stressing, I think it was 2008, because not only were you in litigation against your employer, but you had a setback in your personal life also. Your marriage was on rocky grounds. How did you cope with all this turmoil happening in just a span of 1 year?
Yeah, it was very difficult because, it was the pressures of working all those hours, etc., caused the kind of separation and breakdown in my marriage. But I think, I always, I deal with crises.
With a smile on my face.
And what you have to do is, you have to slow down.
Yes.
You have to raise the game, look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And what you have to do is then take a milestone approach, that you deal with things one at a time.
You were married before also?
Yes, yes.
Your first marriage?
Yes.
Did you marry for love the first time?
No. I think it was, what many families faced at that time. Mine was a pure arranged marriage.
Were you already in a relationship with a colleague of yours when you married your first wife?
No, that was again, because I was in the public, and was utilized by the other party, but that relationship had finished. It was.
Why didn't you marry her? She was a white girl, wasn't she?
No, but I think that relationship had finished, and at the time the marriage took place, it was done with a honest intention.
A lot of pressure from your dad, huh?
Honest intentions, but I think in hindsight, perhaps there was pressure. But frankly, I think, one of the things that happens is that particularly in policing, when you are, or in public services where you get emotionally attached to your job and, you consider that you're doing common good, then, your domestic life suffers. And sadly, in the police, when you look at, overall rates of divorces, etc., in the police, it's very, very significant. But,
but do you feel that when do you feel that when you're in a position of power and you have a uniform that, the ladies are attracted?
No, my strength has always been that, I've never used, my power of rank or my power of position for any advantage. I've been totally committed, and it's actually been the other way because there was a year when I was an inspector, I never took a single day's leave. I was allowed 30 days. So I think if I was married, I was over-married to my job.
So it's not, some say you have a reputation of being a ladies' man.
No,
not true?
I think that is, again, perception rather than reality, to be honest.
Are women complicated?
I don't understand them.
You don't?
I don't understand. But having said that, I think I've run diverse teams.
Yeah.
I was the first one to appoint a woman in charge of the flying squad in the 100-odd years of history, in charge of the diplomatic mission. And what I've realized is that they think holistically.
Yes.
We are much more kind of, they want to go shopping, we want to buy.
Yes.
But I tell you an interesting story in terms of, as we were talking about this.
Yeah.
I was an inspector in Longside in Manchester, and there's about 5 Pakistani families living together in one street, and something happened, there was a fight on a street. So the men were fighting on one side, the women were fighting on the other side. All my officers who came there were white officers, and of course they separated the men, and the women continued to fight. And I arrived on the scene, and they didn't want to do anything. They didn't want to touch the women. So I said to the van driver, just get the van, open the doors, and I shouted at these women in Punjabi.
What did you say?
Well, I said, 2 मिनट है जे अपने अपने कार दे विच ना गए ना तो मैं वैन दे सिट देना right and suddenly they all looked at me wow they disappeared right and so these officers said to me what the hell did you do I said well I said to them that's the reason I'm an inspector and you are constables the moral was that you know it's I don't understand but I think there has been difficult periods I have to acknowledge that but I think some of the perceptions are wildly off the mark.
Now your second marriage of 20 years failed. Did you fall out of love?
I think I came to London and as I said, you know, 7/7 took its toll because 24 hours I was working. And,
so you just drifted apart?
And just drifted apart, yes.
Is it because you fell in love with someone else?
No, that was after the marriage finished.
So your relationship with Rubina Haider did not end your marriage?
No, we're married. We're you know, a couple together.
Are you married?
Yes.
Oh, when did you guys get married?
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Is monogamy natural?
No, it's emotional.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I think, you know, any relationship is about emotions.
Would you call yourself a very emotional man?
I am emotional in some aspects, but of course, you know,
when it comes to matter of the heart, are you an emotional man?
Well, I think so. Yeah, I think I'm a deeply emotional man in that aspect. But when I see, you know, bad things, because the type of profession I've been part of, in some places I can be unemotional. But I think where feelings are involved, I'm very emotional. So
what does the future hold for Tariq Ghafoor?
To be honest, I've realized that I've got a huge amount of knowledge. I have continued to work deep into the communities. I'm doing a lot of work in developing countries, passing my knowledge over. And, you know, as long as I can live a happy, contented, healthy life, that's good enough for me.
I think the one question a lot of people would like to know is, in your opinion, what's the biggest security threat to Britain today?
I think the biggest threat to UK still remains a threat from within.
Really? Any regrets, Tariq?
There are many things, of course, in hindsight, you know, and it's a perfect science, you know, you could have done things differently. My only kind of regret is that, you know, I wish I had a more work-life balance in terms of what I did, but I think apart from that, none whatsoever, because the police service gave me a lot. I know a lot about communities, I saw a lot, I met some fantastic people, you know, I've seen some great role models that have developed. So I've visited many countries, you know, so I think in many ways no regrets at all.
Tariq, it's been such a pleasure, and I must say a special thank you to you because you've been so candid and so honest. And, you know, it's actually been just a joy, and thank you for your honesty. I really appreciate it. I know that some of the questions were a bit tricky, but you didn't shy away.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
And before we go, I have a very quick question round. Nothing difficult, very jovial, and you have to give me one choice. Pathani or Punjabi?
Punjabi.
Dominatrix or French maid?
By nature, if you wear a uniform, dominatrix.
And they don't carry guns, they carry whips. Margaret Thatcher or Benazir Bhutto?
Margaret Thatcher, definitely.
Arsenal or Tottenham?
Manchester City.
Dal chawal or bhindi?
Dal chawal.
Priests or pimps?
Good God, I've seen the best and both of them.
So you have to choose. No, but you have to choose one.
None of them.
It has to be a choice.
Yeah.
It has to be least favorite choice.
Well, more towards religion than priests.
Communist or fascist?
Definitely communist, not fascist. I hate fascists.
Madonna or Kylie?
The more energetic one, Madonna.
Imran Khan or President Musharraf?
I can't. I won't choose either because honestly...
Seriously, come on. Imran Khan or Pervez Musharraf?
No, I won't choose any of them because I like both of them.
But You just have to say one name.
No, because
even Pervez Musharraf had to do this.
Yeah.
And he had to pick one.
Yeah.
And it was with Imran Khan and
Yeah.
someone else. So
Yeah. But because I said I'm completely non-political,
So who do you like in Itzi with Teeny Weeny bit more?
Yeah. Where? Who? Me?
Imran Khan or Pervez Musharraf?
No, Obama.
It has to be one of the two. You've been so good with answering all these tough questions, and you're giving me a little hiccup
Imran.
here. Imran, great. Zeenat Aman or Parveen Bobby?
Zeenat Aman.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure's
Thanks
all
very
mine.
much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
People ask me, why aren't you married? I said, you can either be married or happy.
What compels you to be so brutally honest and forthright about your opinions?
I've come to a stage in life where I really don't care what people say. If you charge a whole host of money sums, people listen to you with more seriousness.